if you're overwhelmed by a big goal, what you can do is just write down the question. If you have some question like, okay, how can I achieve this goal? Not just writing down, okay, I want, for example, 100k subscribers on YouTube, or I want to have like really cool collaborators and whatever. Just write down the question, like, how can I achieve this? How can I achieve that? In my situation, how can I find nice collaborators? How can I find people who are interested in watching me? Or what can I offer, right? So, and interestingly, when you write things down, the questions like motivate you to find the answer. Like, that's, I don't know how it works, to be honest. I don't know the behind scene how it works, but always when I write something down, I start acting on it. I can have to-dos which I have for tomorrow. Most probably I will not make all the to-dos because obviously I'm an ambitious person, so I cannot achieve all of them, and I know that. But interestingly, I also noticed that if I cannot do it tomorrow, instead of like being mad or so, I noticed that some of to-dos like moved for a couple of days, like seriously. And this can be very complex to-dos. Like, it's not like a smart things, smart to-dos or so. No, it can be like very complex things. And like that, after asking the question, I can find the answer. Like, that's what makes it so miraculous even. But I think it's not a miracle behind just what you're doing. You're kind of filtering out things and making your brain focus on that goal. Because you might think, okay, I have the big goals in my head already and I don't have to do extra on achieving or doing whatever, right? But you know, once you focused on that, once you wrote that thing down, and you might have like 1,000 thoughts per day, but once you wrote down that thought, your brain is like, okay, this is a new to do, like I have to focus on that. Like, brain is focusing on that. And this way, when you write down the question, it's like you will find the answer. So also, why I use this method. Obviously, there are people who wrote books about this method. To be honest, I've never read this. What I've learned it during my studies, because I also achieved really, really good results. I finished my Bachelor of Science during 5 semesters, 180 CPs, and this is quite a good result, right? And with my fourth and fifth language, so this is like incredible results, I would say. So during my bachelor's, I've learned not just to come to the lectures like as if it's like, I don't know, like just chillaxing while the professor is saying something. No, I wanted to really take things during this lecture. So what I've done is that if I have time, I just open the material of the lecture. Sometimes some professors upload the material as well. So I just go and see, okay, what are they talking about? For example, what's the subject? That will be like if I want to have AAA. But if I do not come prepared like a student, right? What I do is that I just, when the professor talks and I do not understand, if I do not want to interrupt him, I just write down the question, like, what does this mean? And sometimes professors, just explain what is this. But this way I made extra job and I made extra effort to focus on that thing. So this is like always worked for me. So yeah. And what I am doing now, I decided, for example, instead of doing masters, I would like to do, for example, let's say as a hobby or as a whatever, to succeed in social media. I've done that. I used to have German language platform, and I had also naturally engaging social media on Instagram and TikTok with over 100,000 followers and like learners. So with the zero money. So with this was just because I was offering value, and I tried two things. I noticed that it's not going to work as well. So what I have to do is that I have to offer value. And currently I'm reading Proust, and what Proust basically writes is that you already have your story. You don't have to come up with the story, but kind of understand what you already gone through. And that's why I think it's an inspiration for me to take some to start, let's say, understanding or trying to verbalize what I've done during my studies, because it was a very hard job and I didn't have any time to do social media or stuff like that. I didn't even scroll because I didn't have time during my studies. So that's also interesting thing, right? And now I'm basically like back propagating things that I've done there. So yeah, I hope it will help you. And again, if you're lost, you don't want to you want to achieve something but you don't know where to start, just write down what you want and start writing the questions down, and I'm pretty sure you will come up with the answer, because you will.